Hello, Internet. This is Ewan Spence and ESC Insight calling. For the rest of the world, it's Happy New Year, but for us in the world of the Eurovision Song Contest, let's kick this season in a high gear. Coming up, we have more ticket news, more national final names, and a look back at our musical moments of the year. Yes, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are listening. It's our weekly. Yes, we're weekly now. Now we're in the calendar year of 2020. Look at the Eurovision Song Contest. I'm Ewan Spence, and I'm going to be with you for the next 20 minutes or so, or until this throat gives out, to keep you up to date with the news from our Song Contest world. So tickets and show details and selections and names and country news, everything and more. All from escinsight.com. Okay, just to remind you, because there might be new listeners, in which case, welcome. Don't forget to follow us in the usual places, twitter.com/ESCinsight, facebook.com, Insight, and Instagram, and all of that as well. You will remember that the grand final for Eurovision this year is on the 16th of May. Our semi-finals on the 12th and the 14th. If they're not in your diaries, put them in now. As always, our reminder on hotel prices, they are high. Wait a bit longer. They'll probably drop down in March or April if you don't already have one. And the first wave of tickets, remember, they have been sold out. Only buy your tickets from either the official pay site PayLogic or in the official ticket reseller as well, which is Ticket Swap. They're connected. They put the names on the tickets. Anywhere else, you know, take your chances. Now, if you're not able to make it to Rotterdam, where there will be open air screenings, Amsterdam is planning on some open air broadcasts as well. It's not quite yet confirmed. It's in the final stages, and they're expecting to have multiple screens and a carnival atmosphere out on the streets of Amsterdam as well. Of course, there's not much news over the holidays from the EBU. They've all been doing what everybody else has been doing in the festive season, enjoying time with friends and family. But the head of delegation meeting is happening near the end of January. We will find out who's in semi-final 1, semi-finals 2, and probably more details about the contest as well. And we'll bring them all to you here on the podcast, but also through the social media feeds as well. We do have some results, though. So our result comes from Georgia, and we have a winner of Georgian Idol. Now, unlike last year where the song and the singer were selected, this year it's only the singer that is selected, and that is Tornike Kipiani, who pretty much won through every single televised round, bar one, I think, to take and lift the trophy. The song is going to be selected internally and announced at a later date, presumably something that not only fits into Eurovision, but also fits Kipiani as well, and gives him the best possible chance of making through. The ongoing shows in Malta. We have our 12 finalists in the X Factor Malta. They are now selected. They're going through live shows. We will keep an eye on that as the competition gets closer to the following weeks. And the same with Israel. The next star continues. They're down to about 20 left now in the live shows. And I think now that Lithuania has sort of sharpened up everything, I think Israel or Malta, I'm going to have to check. One of those is like the longest running selection show that there is out there. And that's all the results from the last 2 weekends, but we're going weekly now because the pace catches up, and we'll have more results for you from now right through until the middle of March, when we will have our full roster of songs and performers. Okay, bring it down country by country. We'll start off with Albania, who of course have already selected their singer with Festivalia Kenyes, but there's been quite a bit of discussion online about the 5-person jury and the score differential, how much impact one jury member can have. Look, that's what's going to happen when you have small juries. It's also worth pointing out that you have small juries at Eurovision itself, but because they're graded on a curve rather than a linear system, which you see in Festival Kenyes and other national finals, then one single juror's opinion doesn't drag down the score as much at Eurovision as it can do in that sort of linear result as well. But the result is the result, and we will carry forward from there. Over in Belarus, the submission window is now open, stays open until the 17th before the auditions in front of the BRTC panel. Now, little note this year, normally everybody would get to audition and it would be streamed live on the internet and we could see pretty much everything. That's not going to happen this year. There will be sort of a pre-stream audition, which will choose the top 12. Those 12 will be streamed, and that will be their final audition, and it will cut down those numbers again before the live show. Over in Croatia, broadcaster HRT has announced the 15 acts heading to Dora 2020, with the winner and song there representing the country at Eurovision 2020. Notably, last year's runner-up Lorena Bisan is in the list, as his fellow Dora 2019 performer Bojan Jambrosic. First faller is Goran Karan. He was due to sing there with the song My Legacy Is Love, but it's had a previous public performance, which presumably broaches the September 1st guideline in the EBU rules, which says if you have a commercial advantage with the song, it's not going to be allowed through into the main contest. So that's it. We have our first faller out of Croatia. Italy, and of course Sanremo is for Italy, but the winner generally gets first refusal at the Eurovision Song Contest. The 22 acts in the Campioni, the big contest, have been announced. And of course, there's a change this year. You'll remember, everyone who enters the Campioni has to tell RAI in advance if they will or will not accept the ticket to Eurovision. So, Eurovision fans will spot Francesco Gabbani and Raffaele Golazzi, previous representatives of Italy. Eurovision will be in the mix. I'm personally doubtful that either would return for a second go, but who knows? In terms of the other names, 3 to watch out for. The first one is going to be Elettra Lamborghini for hashtag twerking, Rancor, hashtag rapper, and Tactical Nuclear Penguin, hashtag best name so far this season, although Voldemar Peterson from Lithuania does run them close in a sort of Harry Potter cosplay with a crossover to Red Dwarf as well. Speaking of Lithuania, the 36 acts entering the selection process there have been announced. Notably, we have the return of Monica Maria from last year's 2 songs in the selection problems. Aiste Polveta tries for the 3 gazillionth time to get through, and last year's surprisingly bright performer Alan Chico also returns. First show there airs this weekend, January the 11th, with the final on February the 15th. Moldova switching to an internal selection. Most of the process stays the same there, so submissions are open now. They also close on January the 17th. There's a check on eligibility, other requirements, and then there'll be an audition process in front of a jury. Much like Belarus, previously that process was streamed. Oh, such gems. But it looks like that's not going to happen this year. Also, that would normally select a field for the national final, but it looks like the jury will select the Moldovan entry from that audition on their own. Although the rulebook does say there is an option for a televised national final if they so wish. If there is, we'll let you know. Netherlands, of course, have a bigger thing on their plate than selecting a singer. Well, not really, because they probably want to do the double, hosting this year and just show to Ireland that's how we can do it, because it's never been done in the televote era. Ireland managed it 3 times in a row, as you remember, but that was when it was 100% jury. So, Netherlands chasing that way. The act has been decided, according to NLP and Avro but we don't know who it is yet. One cheeky radio host has said that the name begins with the letter J, so speculate away, but it might not be J, you never know. There's no word on the announcement date on that one as yet. Similar story over in North Macedonia. It has been announced it will be an internal selection, and we don't know what details or announcement schedules on that yet. What we do have date-wise and name-wise is over in Norway. Announced this morning as we record the podcast are the 5 direct-to-final artists. The Solitangen brothers of Emil and Didrik. Didrik, of course, represented Norway in home style back in 2010. Ulriki Brandstrup, Kuvi, Sondre and Tony Damley are going to be the ones making up the balance. They go straight through to the grand final. And of course, there's going to be 5 semi-finals. Now, what's happening with the semi-finals is the artists are going to be announced the Monday before. So we had our 4 artists named today who will take to the stage on Saturday. Next Monday, we'll have semi-final 2 and then semi-final 3, 4 and 5 as we go through. In terms of format, 2 of the performers will go head-to-head. Then the other 2, the winners of those head-to-head, will then go forward to another head-to-head. And whoever wins that will qualify for the grand final out of each semi-final. Because of the amount of voting and speed that requires, that means texting will not be used. It will be online through the NRK website only to get a speedier result. Say in semi-final 1, Kim Reistad, Rayleigh Germond and Lisa Borat are taking to the stage. That's going to be this Saturday. Poland looks like we're getting a national final there in the form of a chance for success, and It's going to take me another week to work out how to pronounce that in Polish. It's going to be 3 semi-finals of between 6 and 7 acts. The winner from each will progress through to a final. That will be decided on 100% jury. The final will then consist of each of the singers performing a cover of a song and the Eurovision song that they want to sing from each act for a total of 6 songs. And then it will be a mix of jury and televote to decide the winner. Submissions are open now, but you've got till January the 13th on that one. First semi-final airs on February the 2nd. And it runs through from there. And for those of you keeping track, that's the same format that they used to select their junior Eurovision entry in 2019, which of course led to Vicky Gabor winning on home soil. Poland hoping to do another unique double of junior and adult in the same season. San Marino's head of delegation Alessandro Cappuccioni reminds us all why Eurovision is so important to the smaller countries and microstates in an interview with San Marino's Repubblica newspaper, stating his elation at the increased publicity that San Marino has had over the years. I don't blame him personally. I mean, my thought has always been, where else do smaller countries get the same time on the world stage as the major European countries? I mean, Germany gets 3 minutes, San Marino gets 3 minutes, Andorra, when it was here, got 3 minutes, the UK gets 3 minutes, when Scotland turned up on their own, and Wales and Northern Ireland and England will each get 3 minutes. Beovicia 2020 will be the Serbian broadcaster RTS's selection show for Eurovision. They've had 90 submissions into the HQ. That's up from last year's 76. A number of names have been mentioned, but nothing is actually yet confirmed at time of going up. There are suspicions that female trio Hurricane is going to be there, with Sanja Vucic, who sung in 2016 for Serbia, is in the mix too. We're waiting on the confirmed dates and the full entry list to come out of RTS. Over in the United Kingdom, Jordan Clarke, of course, was the rejected UK entry from 2019 with his song Freaks. That song is now the third most streamed UK Eurovision song of all time on Spotify. It's about 6 million streams. The only two ahead of him are, as you would probably guess, Bucks Fizz and Katrina and the Waves. Now, strictly speaking, it's not Jordan that's brought that popularity. It's the Nightcore version of his song that's just exploded over the internet, rather than the Eurovision You Decide performance in the national final last year. His Nightcore version is clocked in about like 5 million YouTube views, and the live national final performance is clocked in at 189,000. But you know what? Success is success. 5 million, Freaks, thumbs up. Also worth noting the result of the OGAI Song Contest. It went to the United Kingdom. Now, various OGAIs around Europe and beyond can submit a song from their country, any song from that year. Lewis Capaldi's Someone You Loved was the UK selection, and that topped the poll and walks away with the prize. Second place was a cover of Kynell's Shallow, which was performed by 2 American actors in a remake of the remake with Barbra Streisand and Chris Christopherson, which was a remake of a film by Judy Garland and James Mason, which itself was a remake of the 1973 original, directed by William Wellman. Always helps to do original stuff. Over on ESC Insight, as I said, we're gearing up for the rest of the season, but we had a chance to look back at 2019, our 2-part musical moments of last year, as posted now from ourselves on the team and from a number of our friends of the parish as well. We've got more coming up. The podcast is moving weekly as well, and you never know, there might be a castaway at some point in January as well. Calendar-wise, we're into the weekly shows, so we really just need to focus 1 week ahead, and that means Saturday for the first semi-final of Norway's Melody Grand Prix will be taking place. We've got the Czech artist presentation and selection coming through. We've got Neparty Pa in Glasgow at Committee Room number 9, Scotland's Eurovision Party, 24th of January, starting at 8 p.m. Tickets are available now, and we'll keep you up to date with all the national final news, dates, results, ongoing and final as well here on the podcast. Later on in the year, don't forget we've got Eurovision Concert live in Amsterdam on 4th of April. 10th, 11th of April is the Eurovision Party in Madrid. Eurovision Spain details now. London Eurovision Party will be happening at some point in April as well, waiting on confirmed dates. Links to all of those back on the website, escinsight.com. So there we go. The calendar year is underway. Eurovision season has been going since September, but we are getting into a bigger pace, more action, more happenings, more news. So come back next week and I'll keep you all up to date with what's happening with the song contest. But for now, let's take us out with the guitars. ESC Insight News podcast. This week was hosted by Ewan Spence, written by Ewan Spence and Charlene Wright.